Okay, today I'm going to talk about business environment. Welcome to our lesson. I'm Kirenki Penina. I'm going to talk about the business environment and we have some of the objectives of the lesson. By the end of the topic, the learner should be able to do is explain and show how business realizes its purpose for making profit, identify the types of the business activities, explain the concept of the business environment, and discuss the internal business environment together with the external business environment. In the introductory part, we have the main purpose of the business in our economy. For example, in our economy, the main purpose of us engaging in business is to make profit. For us to achieve this need of making profit, we have to satisfy the customer need. For example, you cannot make profit when you are not satisfying the customer need. For example, if a customer comes to a business and he or she want to buy sugar, and whereas in your business you don't transact on this or you don't sell sugar, so you are not going to satisfy the customer need because there is no sugar and he or she wanted to get sugar. Another thing, to reduce the operating costs, and the third one, to strive to survive by competing favorably. For example, here in our country, there is a stiff competition in the business sectors. For example, when you set your business here and another person comes and set up the same business, you will compete for the survival, so you must strive and survive favorably. We have types of the business activities. Types of business activities. We have extraction, which means obtaining goods from their natural settings. For example, farming. Farming is an example of extraction because we get, for example, when you go and set your mining sector or farming, you get those things from their natural setting. For example, maize and beans. Laboring, we have laboring. We have mining. You get those things from their natural settings. Another thing, we have processing of raw materials, which means changing the forms of the goods without combining it with another. For example, you want to go and take your maize to the portion mill. The portion mill will go to is going to process it to unga, therefore without combining it with another thing. That is what you call processing of raw materials. That is, you change the form of good without combining it with another thing. We have manufacturing, which means combining different raw materials to come up with a final product. For example, if you want to obtain something like, to process something, to manufacture something like table, you have to combine it with many things like varnishes, those chambers, for you to get the final product, which is a table. Another thing, we have construction, which deals with the roads, the building. You have another thing, which is distribution of the goods, which means spreading of goods from the manufacturers to the user, which is done by the distributor. We have, in our economy, we have chain of distribution. We have farmers, you have sellers, so you have to distribute. Let's say, for example, is maize. You have to distribute your maize from the farm to the customer or to the market, for example. That is what we call distribution of the goods. For example, if I want to distribute my goods from Mombasa to Eldoret, so maybe there are some things that I'm transacting with the people from the Eldoret, so I have to distribute it all the way from Mombasa up to Eldoret. That is it. Another thing, we have trade, which means buying and selling of the goods with the aim of making profit. This is done by the traders, again the sellers. We all know that we engage in trade each and every day. The buyers, they are there to buy the goods from the sellers. The sellers, their objective, or they have supposed to distribute their goods to the buyers so that they can be able to facilitate the trading. Another thing, we have provision of the services, which means selling the services to the consumers. For example, we have hair lists, we have car washes. These are deals with the services. For example, when you go from here to hospital, you want service from the doctor. So the doctor will offer the service to you as a customer. Again, for example, I'll give another example with the student. The student, they move from their homes to various schools for them to receive just a service, which is the service which is given by the teachers. So they receive it in form of a service. We have another example. When you go to a hotel, yes, you have your money, but you need the service of those people that are engaged in the business or in the hotel. So therefore, you go there for you to receive the service. You receive the service as a consumer or the customer. Another thing, we have car washers. These are the people that engage in washing those cars. Therefore, in case your car is dirty or you want your car to be washed, you have to take it in the car washer so that they can be able to offer the service of washing your car. We have business and environment and their effect. We have external business environment, as you all see, and we have also internal business environment. When we come to external business environment, actually we say they are technology, we have economic, we have politics, we have demographic, we have social external business environment, we have competitive, we have global, and then we have technology. In our diagram, we can also see the internal business environment, internal which deals with the manager, worker, customers. In external business environment, it is also referred to as microenvironment, which means it goes beyond something when you call about something which is internally, it means it affects it's all about innermost. When it comes to the external factors, which these are factors that goes beyond internally. For example, we have technology. Technology, when it comes to external business environment, and we have internal business environment. Competitive environment. Firms try to outdo each other in their endeavors to maximize their profit. Competition can be either generic or enterprise. Earlier on, I said about the competition. Somebody become in the place that you have settled your business, you can also decide to place the base of a business to there. Either outdoing what you are saying, or maybe selling the same things or different things. Therefore, in those generic competition, we refer to the competition where the products are used for the same purpose, though the products are different. For example, cinema. We have disco, competing form of entertainment. Their main purpose about the generic, they offer the product are the same part. Their product are the same. They serve the same purpose, which is entertainment. And because when you see something which deals with the cinema, we have disco. All of it deals with entertainment. We have an enterprise competition. is found where the products are similar to those of the other firms. For example, the enterprise competition is found where the products are similar to those of the same firm, e.g. the local shoes manufacturing for the company competing with the imported shoes. Therefore, these products are similar. And for example, if these businesses were settled or placed in the same place, there must be a competition for the customers. Therefore, some will tend to buy the local shoes, others will be able to import those goods, shoes. We have another within, which is physical environment. When we hear about the physical environment, these are something like climate. We have and infrastructure, something that you can be able to touch, something that you can be able to see. For example, we have roads, we have water supply, which all of us I know you can be able to get. We have electricity, this is something that you can be able to see. We have banks and etc. Those are some of the physical factors that may affect our business. For example, when we talk about road, when we have suitable roads or the roads are good for transportation, we'll be able to, this will affect our business positively, because the farmers, for example, who have settled their business in the local places, they'll be able to transport their goods from one place to another because that is easily accessible of the road. Another thing, we have water supply. In our business, some of the business requires water as a raw material. Therefore, in case there will be water in that place, the business will be successful, and we are going to achieve our main goal of business, of settling our business, which is making profit. Again, when it comes to the road, most of the road, when it is cumbersome, or the road are not suitable for transportation, this leads to the sellers or the traders to incur most of the costs, or to incur huge cost in transportation of goods, and this leads to losses. For example, when you transport perishable goods like sperm, when you transport again something like flowers, these are perishable goods and it requires good transportation means. Therefore, in case there will be no good transportation system, they are not going to reach the customer, and you are going to make the intended purpose of the business. Another thing, we have banks. Banks, this deals with the money. For example, I would like to set my business, I don't have money, so I may end up going to the bank and take loan, so that I can sustain my business, or I can support my business. In case there will be no banks, I'll not be able to access the loan for me to support my business. We have another business environment and their effect. We have internal environment, may either strength or weakness to our business. For example, when we are skilled manpower, it is also called microenvironment. The internal business environment include business structures. With the business structure, these are a formal arrangement of the business activities carried out at the various levels of the organization. For example, in the business structure, these are formal arrangements. A well-led business structure would lead to success of the business, but formal arrangement, or even a business structure is not well arranged, it will lead to losses, and the business is not going to succeed. In a well business structure, each employee knows what is expected for him or her. For example, I'll give an example with the teacher or the school. Employees knows what they're supposed to do. For example, a teacher knows he's supposed to attend the lessons. Other workers, for example, wash those office. They know that they are supposed to wash, so they know their expectation and what is expected from them. Or in case there is where the business structure are not well laid, the employees will not be able to know the expectation, and therefore that will lead to the collapse of the business, for example. Another thing, we have conflict. No conflict or confusion. Confusion will come whereby the employees do not know the expectation. The employer also do not know the expectation as the employer, for example. And this will lead to the conflict if the employer and the employee do not know their work. So in case there is a well business structure, there will be no conflict among the workers. Another thing, we have teamwork will be enhanced. I'll also give an example that in an institution like high school, some of the teachers may tend to work as a team. For example, when we are doing all over the mathematics teacher may cooperate so that they can be able to achieve the best. So in case a teacher may fall sick or he is not around, one of the fellow teacher can go and ensure that the class lesson is not lost, and ensure that what is supposed to be done is done, though the teacher is in absence of the teacher. So in that school, you see there is teamwork among the workers or among the teachers. Another thing, we have proper control, which promote efficiency. Another internal factor that we are going to see is resources. Resources is something that you can be able to use to achieve the resources is something that you can be able to use to achieve the objective. For example, when you set up your business, you must be having resources. For example, money is one of the resources. People that are going to work there, those are some of the resources. The place or the location of your business is also resources. So for you to achieve the objective of making the profit, you must have the resources. And in case you have either resources are sufficient or resources are insufficient. The moment your resources are insufficient, therefore, it means that you are not going to achieve the objective. Although you are going to achieve the objective, it will not be like the one who is having sufficient resources, because you're going to achieve its or objectives fully. The following are some of the resources that we have in our business. We have human resources who are going to work in that place. We have financial resources, these are money. We have physical resources. Okay, under the human resources, these are employees in a business providing human resources. A business with qualified human resources is more likely to do well. I'll also give another example. Maybe a teacher is employed and you're employed to do or to teach, to talk on mathematics or physics, and you are not well in that area. So that means you are not qualified. But you are just employed there, maybe to replace another teacher who have already gone. So you are not going to do well in that place. Maybe your area is to this CRA. So in a business, you have to employ people who are qualified for our business to do well. Okay, on financial resources, a business with adequate finances is more likely to do better than the one which is lacking such aspect. You cannot compete with somebody who is or a business is, he or she has a lot of money, whereas you don't have your money that you are going to start your business, you have only 1,000, and you want to compete with somebody who is with 1 million. That cannot make sense. So the moment you start a business, you must be financially stable, or well, or although even if you are not financially stable, there are some ways that you can be able to use so that you can achieve, or you can get money. For example, you can go to the banks and borrow loan there for you to stabilize your business. And you know, in a business sector, there are competition. So if you're not going to borrow that money and you don't have enough money to sustain your business, it means that you are likely to be competing, to be defeated with your competitors, and you are not going to compete well. We have physical resources, and the physical resources, these are tangible facilities which belong to the business. For example, we have building, we have machineries, we have furnitures, and we have stock. On building, if you want to start a business, you must have a place where the office facilities are going to be placed. Again, the place where your worker will be handling. For example, you cannot start a kiosk whereas you don't have a place to stock your hunger or the things that you are going to use or to sell. Again, you have machineries. For example, if you want to start a business of manufacturing or manufacturing industry, you must have machineries that are needed to facilitate those all the process of manufacturing. You have furniture at the stock. Furniture, you cannot tell me that or a teacher can go to office and he cannot get a place where he can be able even to take a cup of tea or a cup of water. If there be no furniture, where will he do all those things? For example, even if you want to take to place your books or your materials, those resources that you use to facilitate learning, are you going to place them in or dust? So in a business sector, there must be furnitures to ensure there will be efficiency and effectiveness in the business. Stock. Yes, you want to start your business, you must have a stock. Stock, this is something that I'm going to say. For example, if I want to start a kiosk, I must have some stocks in my hand. I cannot go empty-handed claiming that I want to start a business. That cannot happen. We are legal political environment. The government closely monitors and passes laws and the policies to regulate their activities. Traders may opt to invest in some media because there are low taxes or taxes. In business, there is a place of government. For example, when you hear about illegal political, this means that government should monitor. There must be policies and the rules and the regulations that are supposed to run this business, for example. So before you start a business, you must have something we call tax lessons. So lessons will come where the government will need for you to pay a tax, and you must do what? You must pay tax for you to start any business. Even if it is mama mboga, you have to pay the tax. You pay tax either indirect or direct tax. Indirect tax is whereby you go and buy a good. That good is already having a tax, and you pay that tax indirectly. Again, direct tax is whereby, for example, when you want to start a business, you must have a license. In each and every month, you have to pay that. So you pay that tax directly. Another thing, we have manufacturers of foodstuffs are required to include expiry dates to their goods. For example, this is where something we call KEBS comes in. This is a company which ensures that the commodity that are sold to the customer is of good quality, and the time is also included. The expiry date is also included. You cannot go and sell something which is expired to the customer. That is not suitable for the consumption or for the consumer. So, in case you are the regulation of the government did not require such thing, and in case you have got the government, in case the government notices such thing, you may end up losing your business, losing your resources. Something we call political stability also create a conducive working environment in business environment. I'll take you back on 2007, when in our country there was political instability. You cannot go and start a business in a place where you know there is no peace, there is war each and every time, because you are going to lose your properties and your resources, and you may not achieve your purpose or your objective of starting your business. For a business to succeed, there must be a conducive working environment. In case there is the environment which you have placed your business is not conducive, therefore it means that you're going to lose your resources, or you're not going to make a profit, you're going to make all losses. Another thing, we have technological environment. Technology refers to the levels of know-how, efficient use of equipment, and other resources. And advancement in technology would lead to better quality of good being produced. Okay, on those traditional way, our grandmother, they used to apply those old technology in their business. But when you compare it with the recent one, we are using modern technology. The moment you use a modern technology, your resources or your business is going to be successful, because you know the tools that I'm going to apply, the equipment that I'm going to apply, which is recently used. For example, if you have hectares of land, you cannot go there and start digging there, and you know that there is a machine that you can be able to use to simplify your work. So the moment you use that machine or you implement that machine in your business, first, it will make your work easy. Another thing, it will save your time and your resources. Therefore, in a business environment, we are supposed to use our well and good technology. We have culture. Culture is the norms and the beliefs that regulate the behaviors of the society. These custom include beliefs, values, dictates how people live and the product they consume. I'll give example with the Muslim. You want to start a business in a Muslim, in a place where the Muslims live, or in an environment where it is most of the people are the Muslim, and you want to start a business of selling pork. That cannot happen, because Muslims don't take porks. And we said earlier on, the business requires a conducive environment. That is not a good environment for selling pork, because your business will not succeed. You will end up using your money, you will end up spending all your resources, but you're not going to gain anything, because then your pork will stay there in a slaughter for the rest of the life, in case you are not going to change the environment. Another view, when you go to sell, for example, in a Muslim sector, you go and they start selling trousers, of which you know that they don't wear trousers, they wear those kanzu. So it's like you are mad. Even you, how can you go and say, place your business of selling trousers, whereas we know these people do not consume that competitive environment? Okay, in our picture you can see very well it has illustrated the internal environment, the external environment. You have socio-cultural, you have demographic, which deals with the population, for example. Another thing, we have political, we have already seen that. We have economic. Technology, we have. These are skilled methods used in production. A business with a relevant technology is more likely to succeed. Business culture. Business culture arises from a combination of employees, expectation, beliefs, values within the business. A culture involving employees in decision making always do better. For example, most of the companies, the employer do not engage the employees in decision making. He end up making decision yes or out because he knows that he is the boss. But another company, the employee may decide to engage the employers on making the decision. You know, there are some things that these employees knows better than the employer. So in the process of sharing those ideas, you may end up, the business may end up doing better than the one which just wake up and make the decision his or her because he is employer. So as a business man or a woman, if you want to start a business, you're supposed to ensure that you involve your employers in decision making for you even to simplify your work as an employer, as an employee. We have Bona. It provides finances and it makes decisions concerning operating of the business. For any business to start, there must be somebody for any business to start, there must be first person who decided that who is the owner of the business. Maybe he is the one who will be facilitating money, he is the one who will facilitate both financially to the business. You have external business environment. External business environment, we say they are also called macro environment. These are large scale. They include economic environment. In economic environment, these are factors that affect the buyer's ability to buy goods and services offered by the business. These include, we have charges, we have taxes, we have rate. Something which affect the buyer's ability to buy goods and services. I think in this place, for example, if you are going to sell your commodity at a higher price, most of the people may not tend to buy your commodity because they may not be able to buy at that higher price. So it will end up affecting the consumption rate, even the consumer, because you may be having a desire or a need to buy something, but due to the prices of that commodity, it may hinder you or not purchasing the commodity. Again, on taxes, if the tax of the commodity is so high, most of the traders are not going to engage in such a business because they will not be able to pay that high tax because the tax will affect the prices of the commodity, and the prices of the commodity are going to be high. And the moment the prices of the commodity will be high, the consumers will not be able to buy such or to purchase that commodity. So it will affect that money will affect the ability by a child to produce. We have demographic environment, include factors in population change. When we hear about demographic, this deals with the population of that place. In population, we have the size of the population, either big, large, or small. Distribution, how well distributed that place is. For example, you may go to a place where it consists only of the people who are underage. In another place, the people with low age, and for example, we have age, we have density, we have birth and death rate. Growing population provides a market for goods and services. Age and the sex distribution shape the lens of the business, while better education and job for the consumers would improve their taste and demands of the quality good and services. Generic competition. Refer to competition where the products are used for the same purpose, though the products are different. You have cinema, you have disco, are competitive form of the entertainment. For example, you start your club there with your cinemas, others with the disco. The purpose there is just to entertain your customer, but the products though products are the same. The products are not the same, but they have the same purpose, which is entertainment. Another thing, we have enterprise competition, found where the products are similar to those of the other firm. E.g., local shoes and important shoes. I'll give example with the butter shoes and the local shoes. They are similar product. They are found to be product of similar to those of the other firm. We have physical environment. These include roads, water supply, electricity, and bank. Okay, we have organizational strength and we have organizational weaknesses. You can see the arrows which are facing the weaknesses of the business organization, and we have the organizational strength. Organizational strength, I will give you an example of the finances. These are some of the things that will enable strengthen our business. And when it comes to the weaknesses, marketing, we have human resources, we have operation, we have internal environment, we have technology, and we have finances. That comes to the head of our topic, and the learners should be able to pick this assignment from Madam Penina, which is they have to illustrate and state the internal factors of the environment and external factors of the environment. Again, they state the various types of the business activities.